Hello, welcome to Geek Lunch Meet. I'm your host, Chris. As usual, it's the beginning of December, not long now till Christmas. Not a lot of news this week. Things generally start to slow down this time of year, which is probably good. It will be a short episode. It's my birthday today, so I've got important drinking to do. I share my birthday with the dude himself, Jeff Bridges, so I'm in good company. But yeah, important boozing to do later on. So let's crack on with the news. What do we have this week? Some teasers. Book of Boba Fett. We had a couple of teasers, just short ones. Series drops on Disney Plus on the 29th of December. We just get little glimpses of Boba and Fennec Shand on Tatooine, presumably, say following on from the little clip we got in the end credits of Mandalorian season 2, where he's taking over Jabba's crime syndicate. I'm hoping we get to see some Hutts. I don't think we've seen any live action Hutts since. I think we were back in Phantom Menace, I think it was. So maybe we'll get to see maybe some of Jabba's relatives coming in. Would be quite cool. Maybe coming to get some revenge. Yeah, we see a bit of Slave One and some various fights and bad guys. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I will drop links to the trailers in the description below, as always. Well, I'll take this opportunity as well to say if you could hit the thumbs up. If you like what you see, it would be fantastic, and subscribe as well would be great. Help us grow the channel as ever. Thank you very much. We also got the teaser for Matrix Resurrections. I said last week I suspected we might just get little teasers, and sure enough, I think it's about a minute long. Again, I'll put a link below. This one is all about sort of deja vu. Obviously, a subject broached in the first Matrix, saying about how if you get deja vu, it's basically a glitch in the actual Matrix itself. And it's quite an interesting trailer. It sort of shows us scenes from the new film, sort of juxtaposed with original footage from the last trilogy. I'm wondering, I did wonder before that whether or not we're going to get a rehash sort of the first film and maybe doing some little twists on it. And this trailer sort of definitely suggests that's the case. So it'll be interesting. That is coming out, I think it's December the 22nd. So not long to wait on that one. We can see if the hype is justified or if it's going to be another sort of damp squid like the other two Matrix sequels that we had. So yeah, jury's out on that one. We'll see. News this week that Tom Holland basically said that he has signed on for 3 more Spider-Man movies. There's always some sort of to and fro with these because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. Not Marvel actually got them themselves. So there's always, when these films are made, when one's being released, there's always talk of, is this it now for Spider-Man in the MCU? Is it just going to be appearing in the Sony films? But no, Sony and Marvel have done a deal. There'll be at least another 3 films with Tom Holland as the sort of MCU Spider-Man, which is great. Also on that, the tickets went on sale for Spider-Man No Way Home, and apparently they've a bunch of websites crashed. You always wonder how much of this is just put out in the media just to build the popularity, but it would seem yeah, they're predicting. I only read today they're predicting 200 million opening weekend in the States, which I mean it is incredible. It'll be the first film that's done 200 mil since Endgame come out a few years ago, and considering the times we're in, the pandemic and box office takings have been low. Yeah, if No Way Home rakes in 200 mil in opening weekend, everyone's going to be happy with that. It's meant they keep saying it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie. It's sort of up there on Avengers level. Obviously, the rumors that all the fans are speculating that we may get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire turning up as well. Obviously, all the other villains we know from the various trilogies. It makes absolute sense. I expect they will be there. But yeah, I've got my tickets opening night. It's the 15th of December here in the UK. I believe it's the 17th most other places. But yeah, we're getting a couple of days early. Yeah, I've got tickets for opening night. Hoping to avoid spoilers till then. I'll obviously let you know what I think of the film after I've seen it. Also in the MCU, it was announced Kobe Smulders is returning as Maria Hill in the Secret Invasion show along with Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. I think Ben Mendelsohn's there as the Skrull. Yeah, it's all about the some Skrulls and their shapeshifting abilities. They've infiltrated all different walks of life. So yeah, that's coming to Disney Plus. I don't know when. I'm not convinced that'll be next year. There's quite a few things already in the pipeline for next year. I think that might be 2023. But yeah, Kobe Smulders is turning out as Maria Hill, probably pretty inevitable given the scenario. But yeah, just good to have confirmation. That's pretty much it on the news this week. Some things I've seen. A couple of disappointments. Master Universe Revelation. I know a lot of people weren't happy with the first batch of episodes they put out. That was mainly because it wasn't, what people expected. With He-Man being sort of sidelined for most of it, and it mainly concentrating on Teela. I actually loved it. I thought it was really good. Had some real good cliffhangers. Did a lot of stuff you weren't expecting. I was really looking forward to the second part of the season. The trailer looked good. It looked like a fever dream from a kid in the 80s. It looked like every single He-Man character that was made as an action figure and all the vehicles and playsets were all basically being chucked together in one big battle. And yeah, I found it quite disappointing in a way. Whereas the first part that they released felt quite epic and sort of spanning quite a big time period, and they were obviously went from Eternia, they went down into hell, they went to the Eternian heaven, and all things happening. This seems much more straightforward and seemed to take place in a very short span of time, and was just sort of one big battle. But even the battle didn't seem that epic. I'm wondering, I don't know, call me cynical, maybe because of the criticism they got on part one, maybe production on part two hadn't finished yet, and maybe they scaled the budget back. Some of the big battle scenes where you've got Castle Grayskull in the background and people fighting, and it didn't look very well animated and just sort of very sparsely populated of little animated figures fighting each other. Yeah, it was a shame, really. I would say it was okay, but yeah, part one was much better, I thought. Also slightly disappointing, Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous season 4 dropped on Netflix. I haven't seen it all yet, but the episodes I've seen so far are again feeling a bit lackluster. The problem is the kids escaped from from Isla Nublar at the end of last season, and were heading out on this boat that they'd commandeered. And this season kicks off. The first episode's good because they get attacked by the mosasaur that's obviously breaks free at the beginning of Fallen Kingdom. And it wrecks their boat, and they end up on a different island, which is a weird island. There's a research station. There's various different temperate sort of zones that are set up with a saber-toothed tiger and things like that. I say I'm hoping it gets better. It just with the kids not being on Isla Nublar, being harassed by the dinosaurs. Some of the earlier episodes have been a bit slower. Some robot dog sentries have been introduced as a threat, which aren't as good as having actual dinosaurs going. So hopefully that picks up for the latter part of the season. But yeah, I love them. I do actually like Camp Cretaceous, the show, and yeah, it's been a bit disappointing this one, which is a shame. What was not disappointing was Arcane, League of Legends. I didn't know anything about this. I'd seen the trailer. The trailer looked good. It's on Netflix. I added it to my Netflix queue. And then a friend of mine said, "Oh, have you been watching Arcane? Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. You don't need to know anything about League of Legends at all, which is good. It's not a game I've played, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. I heartily recommend watching it. I think it's 9 episodes. It's a sort of steampunk adventure. I believe it's giving us like the origin story of 2 of the characters from the game. I think the game's like an online. You fight in teams." So I don't know how much story's involved, and I don't know how much of this backstory has just been made up. I know that there have been comic books, and I think there's like a role-playing game as well. So I don't know if a lot of the lore comes from that. But you've basically got Vi and her sister Powder, and they live in Zorn, the underground part. You've got this big city called Piltover, and where it's like a utopia, and all the rich people live there. It's a sort of, it's nothing massively new we've not seen before. You've then got the underground, say where all the poor people live. you've got the Arcane, which is basically the magic they use, and some of the researchers in Piltover are trying to use science to sort of create magic as well and use them together. Yeah, and it is absolutely fantastic. The animation style is absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of Star Wars Clone Wars, but done in a much more refined way. It's where they sort of generate the 3D models and then digitally paint them, and it's very painterly feel to it. You could pause any frame of Arcane, and it would just look like a beautiful digitally rendered painting, very much like say the concept artwork you'll see if you've got books on video game art or most movies these days, obviously where the concept artwork is generated digitally. It just looks like that. Mixed in with some 2D animation for some of the effects, smoke clouds and things like that, which works really well. It's got a great soundtrack as well. The music's really good. The story didn't go after the first episode. You think, I know where this is going. Yeah, a band of kids, living in this, in this ghetto, trying to, steal from the rich, to give to the poor type thing. And then, yeah, 2 episodes in, it sort of flips the story on its head and does unexpected things. Season 2 is coming, which is fantastic. Yeah, I can't recommend enough. Arcane, League of Legends. Don't worry about if you've not heard about the game or played the game. I hadn't, and I absolutely had a blast with it. Also, what really picked up this week was Hawkeye. The 3rd episode dropped on Disney Plus. Now, Haley Steinfeld, who plays Kate Bishop, plays Vi in Arcane as well. So she's on a roll. Yeah, much more action in the 3rd episode of Hawkeye. Now, since we had the sort of introduction of Kate and her family in the previous episodes, it was good. It was just her working together with Hawkeye. Big action scenes, fight scenes, massive car chase, really well done. Some really good use of all Hawkeye's trick arrows, particularly one involving some Pym particles and some giant arrows appearing. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Fans are speculating again, as we always do. There was remember the big hoo-ha with WandaVision, where everyone was convinced that Mephisto was turning up. All of the Quicksilver that obviously we got from the 20th Century Fox X-Men movies and the multiverse sort of crossover thing, which obviously then just turned out to be a great boner joke instead. Now the big rumors on this or fan speculation is that Kingpin is turning up. There's a crime boss that we haven't seen yet, who's in charge of this the tracksuit mafia, as they're called. We get a brief glimpse of him in a flashback of just sort of his hand and part of him, and he does look like it does seem that he's a big imposing man in a suit. So it could be Fisk himself, the Kingpin. It would make sense to introduce him. The story's in New York, having a crime boss there that they can then use in all these other different series that are coming out with She-Hulk and Echo amongst others, and Ms. Marvel. So yeah, introducing Kingpin would make sense. We will see. There's only 3 episodes left. It's only a 6-parter. So we've only got 3 episodes of Kingpin is going to turn up. Yeah, we've still yet to see as well Yelena from Black Widow, who we know from the end credit sequence there was given Hawkeye as a target to assassinate, it appeared. So yeah, she's only got 3 episodes to turn up as well. So yeah, looking good. That was a brilliant episode. Yeah, looking forward to the rest of that. That's it for this week. Yeah, so if you can hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, that would be fantastic. I'm going to go and enjoy some birthday drinks with friends. Have fun. Take care. And until next time, eat geek and be merry.